the VCube 5. VCube 5 was one of our first hits on the market and we are very proud of it. In this video, we will show you how to solve it. Before we begin, you need to know how to solve the VCube 3, and much more preferably, the VCube 4. Having solved those two cubes makes solving the VCube 5 much easier. That's why for many people, the VCube 5 is the first cube that they figure out how to solve entirely on their own. And we really don't want to deprive you of this pleasure, it's such a feeling of accomplishment and... Alright, if you insist, here are the timestamps of the video. And without further ado, let's begin. We will use the reduction method again, which means that first we should make our 5x5 look like a 3x3 and then solve it like a 3x3. To do it, we will first connect all the 3x3 centers of the 5x5 to use them as one piece later on. Then we will connect the 3x1 edge pieces for the same reason. Afterward, we will solve the cube like a 3x3. Introduction. We will begin with a quick reminder. Any VCube has 6 sides. Black is opposite of yellow, orange is opposite of red, green is opposite of blue, and black, blue and red are positioned on a clockwise orientation. Thankfully, unlike the 4x4, the 5x5 has 6 middle centers that cannot move. Thus, each side has the same color as its center, just like the 3x3. This is true for all the cubes with an odd number of layers, like the VCube 7 or the mighty VCube 9. Last but not least, let's talk about the pieces. The VCube 5 has all the pieces of the VCube 3, including centers, corners and edge pieces. But the VCube 5 also has some outer edge pieces and some outer center pieces, which can be divided into two categories: edge center pieces and corner center pieces. All these pieces are unique and non-interchangeable, except for the outer center pieces. It is important to know that if we keep only the common pieces of the 3x3 and the 5x5, then they behave exactly the same. This is why this cube will have no parity errors on the 3x3 stage. The pieces don't have universally accepted names, but here you can see all the names that we will use throughout the tutorial. Most of the time it will be fairly obvious, but just in case. The first center. The first center we need to solve is the black one, although we could start from any other center. To do it, we should place 8 black pieces around the fixed middle centerpiece. For now, we don't care about edge pieces and corners. As you can see, 4 pieces are already placed around the black middle centerpiece. Let's get rid of them, to start from scratch. The easiest way to solve the center is to create 3x1 bars like this one. To solve the whole 3x3 block, we need 3 of these bars, and the first one should always be the middle one, because the middle centers cannot move. To solve the middle bar, we need to find 2 out of the 4 edge centerpieces to pair with the middle one. This one seems perfect. We could also use this one, but it's a pity since we've already used it for the sidebar. But this one will do. And the last one is here. Let's solve the first one like that. And now we should also solve this one to complete the bar. Conveniently, this one is just here, so we can solve it like that. Before we move on, let's sum up. There are 2 types of bars. The bar that goes through the center, which consists of the middle center and 2 edge center pieces, and the sidebar, which consists of 1 edge centerpiece and 2 corner centerpieces. Let's place the sidebar on the black side and move on to the last sidebar. Unfortunately, all the pieces are on the bottom side, But we have to remember that we can still use the wide right turn because we haven't solved anything on this side of the cube. We can exploit this move to take all the pieces to a more convenient position, so let's do it. We can take those two to the front layer, like that. Then we can move them to the side, like that, so that we can grab the last one. Now we can connect those three like that. And finally, we can insert the last sidebar to complete the first center. The second center. We will continue with the center on the opposite side of the black one, which is the yellow. Let's turn the cube upside down to see what we've got. As we said, we need to start with the middle bar. Conveniently, one edge centerpiece is already in place, so we can solve this one. Additionally, we would like to get rid of this corner centerpiece because it is not incorporated in a bar and thus will interfere. To do both of these at the same time, we would like to swap this bar with this one. The easiest way to do it is to bring the top bar on the front side, swap the bars, and return the new bar to the top. This move should be quite familiar, as it was our go-to move on the 4x4. A wide move, some manipulation, and the inverted wide move. Now let's solve the other two bars. We can connect this corner centerpiece with these to form the second bar. Again, we need to swap this sidebar with this one. Once more, we will bring the right bar to the front, swap the bars, and return the new bar to the top. Now let's find the three pieces that we need in order to finish the last bar. Here's the first one, the second, and the third. We can connect the first two like that. And then the last one like that. Now, to finish positioning our last bar, we should swap it with the unsolved one. For a change, let's do the mirror swap on the left, like that. We just solved the second center. The third center. Let's go for the third one. The red one seems fairly easy because the middle bar is already solved. So let's start with this one. Place the solved centers on the right and the left to get a better view of the unsolved centers like that. Oh, we could also start with the orange. Never mind. After creating the middle bar, we should turn it vertically so it doesn't interfere with the rest of the pieces. Now, let's create a sidebar. Let's connect those three. First like that, and then like that. Now we can place the bar on the red center and move on. The last three red pieces are there, there, and there. We can connect them like that. And then we can do this move to connect them, move them out of the way, and restore the first bar, and position the last one. We completed the third center. The fourth center. We will continue with the green center. For this one, we will use a different technique to show you a different strategy to choose from. Instead of solving one 3x1 bar at a time, we will solve three smaller 2x1 bars and connect them into the first two 3x1 bars. Let's see that. This one is our first 2x1 bar, and this one is just perfect to connect it with the first one, just like that. Always remember that you need to protect the red center that you already solved. So let's place the 2x2 block on the side, undo our last wide move and move on. Now we should either solve these two or these two. These two seem perfect for the second case, like that. Again, we have to put them out of the way and restore the centers. Now we should solve the last three together, which is not hard to do. We can align this piece with these two and then connect them. Move them out of the way and restore the centers. Now it's really easy to insert the last 3x1 bar. Great job! Only 2 more centers to go. The last 2 centers. We have just reached the last 2 centers. You can try to solve them intuitively, but if you find it hard, then let us show you an easy way. First, try to solve as many pieces as possible with the regular bar swaps. For example, we can swap this entirely blue bar with this one, which has 2 orange pieces on it. Once you have no obvious way to move pieces around, you should target pieces one by one. We will use a trick that you can apply on any cube, especially on the bigger ones. Find any 2 pieces that you want to swap. Those pieces should be of the exact same type. For example, this corner centerpiece cannot be swapped with this edge centerpiece. So find 2 of the same type, like those corner centerpieces. Place them both on the same relative position. In this example, they're already in the same position since they're both left and back. But if they were misaligned, for example, if the top layer was like this, then we would have to do a U2 turn to align them. Now bring the first corner to the second one and then move it out of the way so that you can replace it with another one from the front layer. Now return the first bar on the front layer and then return the second bar again on the front layer, like that. Now we should use the same trick for the edge centerpieces. First, we need to align them. Let's place them both on the right. Then bring the front one to the top, move it out of the way, and replace the edge centerpiece with another bar. Then restore the first bar, and then restore the second bar. And just like that, all the centers are now solved. Edge pieces. To solve the edge pieces, we will use the same trick that we used on the 4x4, but this time we will try to understand it a little further. Find any 2 edge pieces that need to connect, like these 2 with black and blue. Now position them both on the front right and front left position to connect them. Like that. When you do this, you have to make sure that the pieces align properly. For example, if I attempt to connect these 2, they will not match. We can avoid that by rotating one of them beforehand. A quick rule of thumb is that if both pieces face you with the same color, in this case black, then you need to rotate one of them. The algorithm that rotates the right one is the same as on the 4x4. Let's see it. R, F inverted, U, R inverted, F. Now they are aligned properly, so you can connect them. Then you can replace the solved edge with the scrambled one from the top layer and restore the centers. You can even connect a whole bar at once. Place the edge pieces on the corresponding positions 1, 2, and 3. Make sure that you rotate them if necessary and connect them. Then replace the solved edge with a scrambled one and restore the centers. Using all this information, you can solve all the edges. Ideally, You want to end up with 3 unsolved edges to make a 3 cycle between them, which means that the first one will go to the second to the third, and the third to the first, and they will all be solved at the same time. But in some cases, you might end up with only 2 unsolved edge pieces. This is especially hard because you cannot replace any of them because everything else is solved. So, if this one can connect with that one, and that one can connect with the first one, then instead of connecting them normally, flip one of them, like that. Now, we want to move this spot in this position and flip the right edge to load the correct edge piece, and then return it back. Let's see it in action. Move the spot over, flip the right edge piece, R, F inverted, U, R inverted, F, and move it back. With this trick, there is only one edge piece to solve. Let's check it out. Edge parity error. Finally, there is a good chance that you end up with one edge piece looking like this. This is the only parity error of the 5x5, and it is actually avoidable, but let's see the solution either way. It is the same algorithm as on the 4x4 OLL parity error. Position the edge piece on the front top position and perform the algorithm. RW2, B2, U2, LW, U2, RW inverted, U2, RW, U2, F2, RW, F2, LW inverted, B2, RW2. And just like that, you solved all the edges. The 3x3 state. Now your 5x5 resembles a 3x3. Unlike the 4x4, there are no parity errors. Thus, you can just solve it. And if you don't know how to solve the VCube 3 and somehow made it this far, click on the top right corner to go to the official tutorial. Well done! You just solved the VCube 5. In the video's description, you will find our social media and our store, where you can explore our redesigned VCube 6, our iconic VCube 7, and many others. Thank you for your time and have a nice spinning day!